Is it recording? Yes, it is. Oh my god. Hello. Welcome back. Um, yes, let's make this video before we're gonna be rudely interrupted again because I have a feeling something's gonna happen. Something always happens when I'm trying to film anything. Um, so, I'm very prepared today. I have my tea, and everybody knows that once you have a tea, that's like an ultimate sign that you're prepared for things. Um, I have my notes. Very, very organized. I'm a very organized person, so I'm gonna just be talking about many, many important things. And today, I probably look like a zombie a little bit. I was like trying to manipulate light to kind of conceal it, but there are things that light or makeup cannot conceal, or at least I don't know how to do it. So if I look like a zombie, you're just gonna have to bear with me. And whoa, there are interesting shadows. Okay, you're gonna have to bear with me and just kind of get over it. And yeah, so I have been concealing the fact that I've been sleeping really badly recently, and my schedule has been always quite crazy, quite weird, and for a lot of my life I didn't really have to wake up in the morning at any particular hour since I left school, and I've learned to stay up at night, like stay up all night, and basically I've always noticed that I'm more creative. Um, the more the day progresses, I just tend to get more excited about things, more creative and more resourceful. And during the day, I'm just kind of a half zombie, just faking my way through it. So, I had this creative outburst in the middle of the night until I would just not, I would just pass out, and then I wake up and I have all these crazy ideas in the middle of the night, and then I wake up and I have no energy to pursue any of them. So, in the middle of the night, I'm just like at the top of the world, and in the morning, I just want to go back to sleep. So, this thing's been happening, and recently, I don't know what happened, I just started living in like 12 hour segments, so I would sleep a couple of hours every 12 hours, basically, which resulted in me being permanently exhausted, which I think I've mentioned. It is a thing with me. Um, so I'm trying to kind of understand what's going on and why, and looking into my life and my habits and what can I do better, because sometimes we look very far, and like what might cause some discomfort, let's put it this way, in our lives, and sometimes you just have to have a long, honest look at how you are dealing with like basic stuff. So, sleep, diet, exercise, and all that jazz. So recently I've been watching an interview with a lady who she's a psychiatrist, but she kind of, as much as she was conventionally trained, but she kind of drifted away more into holistic approach, and also into how much food and whatever we put inside is just affecting us on the level that is very, very, it's very direct. So if you have, for example, to simplify it massively, it's okay, if you're anxious, like, have a look if you're not drinking too much coffee. If you're depressed, very often we've got certain foods that are deeply affecting us, and that will be obviously all the good stuff, unfortunately. So all the wheat and dairy and all the sweets, sugar is I am a recovering sugar addict, you might say, and it is very hard, and I've noticed how I behave when I'm trying to get off sugar, and it's not very pleasant. It takes some time to get used to, and obviously you're gonna have all these sorts of symptoms, like headaches and just feeling very nervous and headaches. Yeah, headaches I've mentioned. Yes, headaches. Feeling very nervous, sometimes sweating. So like all unpleasant stuff. So you have to give it a moment. So I was trying to put my schedule back into, let's say, normal, somewhere closer to normal functioning hours. And I decided I'm going to wake up every day at 6 o'clock, and then I'll force the rest to kind of fall back into place. And unfortunately, it wasn't that easy. So I just kept waking up at weird hours. I wake up before my alarms rings. Then I'm feeling great. Then I'm crashing in the middle of the day. Then I'm falling asleep in the evening. Then I stay up all night. So it's been a tough journey, and I've been kind of consciously trying to regulate that. But I think it's still much better to I think that one of the reasons that I always like staying up late, apart from being creative and just like feeling inspired, it's silence. I just really, really, really need and love silence, and this is the environment where I can function the best. So I've noticed that actually waking up very early, it's also helping, but then obviously you can't stay up that late. So I don't know if you have any suggestions, any experience with regulating a night owl's life. That would be great, because everything is fine until you have to actually go somewhere, be somewhere during the day. And I think also that it must have some health related issues. Like it must influence our health. I'm sure of it. I haven't researched enough of how and why, but we're supposed to sleep at certain hours, more or less. So that's been like a big thing for me. I think so that's been one thing, and then another thing is food, which also has been crazy in my life, but I'm gonna maybe talk about this at some other time, because it's a big issue from a big subject, and I think that it's worth talking about. And yes, I'm gonna quickly just do something, and I'm gonna come back.